I am Hannah Coe, non-point source water quality specialist with the Department of Ecology and out of the Southwest region, and I cover coastal counties, so including Grays Harbor. Here to talk to you about water pollution, mostly non-point runoff, causes and solutions. All right, so just jumping into non-point pollution. There's runoff from all different kinds of land use types that contribute pollutants into our waterways. And sometimes I like to think of non-point pollution as kind of most easily defined maybe by what it's not. When we think of non-point pollution, you can visualize kind of like a pipe with dirty water coming out of it, or a spill out of a tanker, or something that has a very defined origination point. And then the flip side of that non-point is kind of like everything else. It doesn't have a really super defined source from which it comes from. And because of that, non-point source pollution is also can be harder to identify, harder to solve. There's not, one direct cause. It kind of comes from, everywhere and everything. And so we have here just kind of some examples of common pollutants that are non-point source pollution. Sediment can come from devegetated hillsides, construction sites, bank erosion. Yep, so sediment is a really common one. Fecal bacteria also has lots of different sources. Pet waste, livestock manure, leaky septic systems are another real common one. Chemicals, is a really hard to solve non-point problem. Chemicals are everywhere in everything we produce. So that's one that has a particularly difficult to solve, hard to find the source and difficult to remove. And litter, I think we all, you have a pretty good handle on that. The wind takes away your napkin, or, see trash on the street all the time. One's more of a, personal behavioral change to prevent, but is, non-point pollution. And then nutrients, come from a lot of the same sources as fecal bacteria, but also fertilizers and yard runoff. And all of these sources of non-point pollution can have a lot of varied impacts. Contamination of swimming areas, of our drinking water, groundwater and surface water can be contaminated with bacteria, chemicals, pollution to shellfish beds, particularly fecal bacteria is kind of our big hitter there, and can also cause harmful algal blooms, which can make people sick. Sediment can damage salmon habitat and smother eggs, and cause habitat harm for a variety of aquatic organisms, not just salmon. And so all of these, just generally degrade our water quality. And this has impacts to all kinds of aquatic organisms, impacts recreation, and just has really kind of broad sweeping impacts. And as the population in Washington continues to grow, there's more potential pollution, but more people also can mean more people to be part of the solution. So that's kind of what we'll focus on is local impacts, but then the steps that we can take to all be a part of the solution.